Hello everyone, I'm Jade, and today we are doing another Let's Learn episode. Today we're going to be focusing on our autocrafter. Now, I have never played with one of these, I have never touched one of these, I have never actually crafted one of these either. So, we're just going to see what it does. Now, from my understanding is that there is an output and an input. You need to input items. Now you can disable slots or enable slots. So if I wanted to make something with a 4-block grid, I could. If I wanted to probably make a pickaxe, I could probably do that. I'm not entirely sure. So today we're just going to be experimenting. Typically when I've done these videos, I've done 2 of these videos before. We made our alarm system, we made a double door system with an automatic thing that just didn't work. Today, I think we're just going to learn how to craft something. Let's go ahead and craft something craftable, please. Let's do a hanging sign. I think that'll be interesting. I want to do something challenging because I think it will be better. So we need some stripped oak. Let's use a stack of that. And I think, is it sticks? You know, it would help if I actually knew the crafting recipes. Crafting table. There we go, hanging sign. Chains. Okay, we need 2 chains. So we're definitely going to run out of... We're probably going to run out of these things. That's okay. Let's grab 2 stacks of each. Because why not? And we're also going to grab some hoppers. Now, I presume this system would be similar. I don't know why I'm grabbing more, because I can just... And we're just going to create a very simple... I'm going to shift jump. We're going to... place a chest. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to place a chest. And then that's going to come out and place things into. Okay, this is the one thing I do know how to do, and that is place hoppers. I have, back in Bedrock, I tried to design a automatic farm, which worked semi-successfully. And you know what, we're going to need every slot but this one. Let's just see what happens if I just throw these ingredients into here. It's just going to do... Okay, so that's clearly not working. Alright, let's just take these out. So what went wrong there? Alright, that's kind of annoying, you can't take them all out. What went wrong? Now, we can just try, we can do something simple with that. And that is create just an endless repeat of stripped oak wood. But I don't really want to do that, and I don't really understand what I'm doing. It might be time for a tutorial. I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, do the same thing as last time. I learned a little bit of information, so I come and share it. Alright, as I thought, autocrafters do have to be powered to spit out items. Hence why this hopper is not connected to the crafter. It is just on. So we're going to use a lever. You can probably use any block. Lever's just easy because you can turn it on and off very effectively. Did I do it on the wrong side, possibly? Is there an input and output side? Oh no, it worked, it seems. Yeah, that looks like the input and output side. So this is the input, So again, the face is an input, the line is an output. So grab the chest. And to make the hanging signs, what I also observed is that you need to have exact quantities of things. So you can't just have sort of one of each and hope that it works. Let me clear the system. I'm gonna put 2 chains. Oh, you know what I also forgot to do? Just clear the middle. Alright, so now we should be able to take that should be 6, and then that should spread out. Wrong side, man. Wrong side. But we did get our hanging signs. Can I put them? Can I? I do think this is so pretty, and they'll work great as a railing. Okay, so we know how it works. How do we create multiple? Because we can only create really one at a time if I do that method. So I'm gonna find that out. Again, guys, this is the way that I watch tutorials, and this is why I get nothing done quickly. You know what I also want to see? Alright, I'll be back in a second, guys. This is your YouTuber. I apologize. Alrighty, I figured it out. And by me, I mean Mumbo Jumbo had made a video. And check me. Oh, wrong thing, guys. Okay, so what you have to do apparently is just stick the template in there. It's really that simple. Which makes a lot of sense because as more input comes in, it will just stack where it needs to go. So now I can just chuck these things in. Let's get some more strip logs. And we should just be able to make a whole heap of these. I guess the chains are going first because it's chains and the thing, but we should start to see soon. Soon? Yes, soon. That's gonna get to 32. We'll just watch it. I don't have a lot going on today, guys. Very nice. So it's just increasing. So that makes a lot of sense. So now what you would have to do is essentially just have that pattern in and power it. I saw someone make a redstone clock around it so that way they could constantly power it. Let's give it a go. I don't care about keeping the items. I do not need 1,000 hanging signs. Let's go ahead and just grab some dirt to fix up my mistakes. And then we'll make a quick clock. Now we did make a pretty functional clock over here. If I turn this on, this will be a loud, noisy nightmare. So I'm not going to do that to your ears. But let's go ahead and make a clock. Now what I saw is they just used a string of repeaters, redstone dust, and we're going to put it on the input side. I guess we can make a trail. Is that all? And then like a redstone torch or something in the middle. No, I need the signal to travel. The reason why I know it's not working is because they are all lit up or they're all not lit up. I want the signal to kind of move from place to place. How would I do that? Now I know they do give off a comparator signal when the things are placed, also courtesy of Mumbo Jumbo. I take 0 credit for this, guys. I've been watching tutorials, I've been trying to learn how to do this. I just want to show sort of my thought process whilst I'm learning. Or if I also take up this much and like chains, let me just re-put these back in. Yeah. That's not gonna work. Okay, that's what they created. Alright, let's just create our own. We don't need to use a tutorial. Because a clock is something that I do know how to do apparently. And what a clock mainly is, it's just an endless cycle. So, let's use the piston and a observer. So we want an observer looking. I want the observer facing this way, with the signal going to the piston. So basically I want the signal to go to the observer. Let's just add a repeater here. Don't have any more repeaters. Okay, repeater here. The signal goes to the observer. The observer causes the piston to move. The piston activates the observer. So let's just start by putting some dust there. Okay, that's working, but not getting the signal. That is because we want, okay, that's really loud. That's because we want the signal going this way. So let's test it now. Okay, that's working. The clock is working fine. The observer is not, the crafter is not. And the signal's still not being transmitted. Okay. It does block out the sound over here. I do apologize if you guys can hear this. Is it on the wrong side, maybe? Because it should be spitting out this, but it's not activating the signal. Alright, let's break this clock. That is one of my favorite now to do, because it's such a... Honestly, I could... guys, next multiplayer server I'm playing in, this is going to be making an appearance. I feel like the reason why... I'm going to make a video explaining why I'm putting so much focus into learning redstone. This will probably come out soon. But, I don't know. Now we've got time, we can figure it out. Do I want maybe a comparator? That's something else I want to do. Target practice map. Alright. What can power... Let me look up what can power an autocrafter. And I'm going to see. You guys are just going to look at here. So I'm going to talk. I don't know. Okay, I haven't found anything useful yet. This clock only activates when I put a block in front of it. This would be so irritating to have something in someone's face. It'd be such a good prank. What am I saying? Okay, I want to quickly explain this because I don't want people to get annoyed. It will be a good prank because it's simple, it's cost effective, or that needs a piece of quartz, and it causes a little bit of annoyance without causing destruction. If your prank causes destruction, it's not a prank, it's just mean. How do I link to you? I can create a circuit around you. It's just creating a... Okay. Break you. Break you. Alright. We've done that. We know how these work. We know how to get the thing in now. To be fair, these are all very useful things. I'm not complaining that we haven't learned this. I just need to know how to power this. It's really strange. So, one way I could power it is by having it switch on a lever, maybe? And having the redstone switch on a lever. Let's just see if that works. Will that switch a level for me? No, it won't. Okay, break, stop. Okay, so we know that the level works. Does it need to directly touch this output? Maybe is the question. So, can a redstone torch turn off? Let's go see. Or maybe it's that, and I activate. Still nothing's happening. Break you. Okay, let's take that off. We need a redstone signal to get to it. Now, I can also maybe use a pressure plate. I wonder if a pressure plate would work. I also think a pressure plate would be easier for an autocrafter. We spat? Okay, we spat things up. So I could technically connect this signal, or let's get rid of the torch, to a dropper. Let's just try doing that. Okay, let's get rid of the pressure plate for the time being. Dropper, you're going to dispense a redstone dust, because that's what I've got most of right now. There you go. And that will constantly power that. Might need another repeater. Just going to repeat the signal. And then that will all fall onto a stone pressure plate. Let's give it one more go. Nothing happening. This is not working. There we go. Alright, we need to put it back further. Okay. Let's put this back. Oh, so we don't want to put that back in just straight away. Maybe that was the issue. Alright, let's take away the pressure plate too. That was spitting out about 3 or 4 blocks in front. So let's do it this way. And then turn it on. Maybe not stone is the issue. I need a lightweight pressure plate just to make sure that it works. Okay, let's just see how this goes. Maybe what I can also do. No, I don't want to break redstone. Alright, let's just do it this way. Okay. You know, it's not perfect, and there's definitely a better way to do this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm going to look up another tutorial. I'm not going to look up another tutorial. So the fact that it worked at least a little bit is going to suffice for me. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys!